by Jibu Elias March 12, 2018, 5:17 p.m. If you were living in a cave for past few weeks, here is the story. Broadcom wants to acquire Qualcomm, who has been trying by NXP Semiconductors, and to add an extra layer of complexity, Intel now wants to acquire Broadcom, provided their deal with Qualcomm goes through, according to Wall Street Journal. Still confused? Don't worry. Nobody is going to blame you. Imagine those scenes in cartoons where you see a small shrimp being eaten by a fish, which then gets eaten by a bigger fish, and the bigger fish finally snapped up by a shark. This is like that, except no one has eaten anyone yet. Who wants to buy whom? It all started when Qualcomm, the makers of Snapdragon smartphone chips, approached to buy NXP Semiconductors, a Dutch company. It should be noted that NXP Semiconductors is one of Apple's suppliers and they play a prominent role when it comes to making automotive chips. In 2016 October, Qualcomm agreed on a price of $110 a share to buy NXP, however, they failed to come to an agreement with key NXP investors. Earlier this year, they raised the price to $127.50 a share, hitting a total of $44 billion to buy NXP. According to numerous news outlets. Coming to Broadcom, a company that makes Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and other connectivity chips initially offered to buy Qualcomm back in November 2017 for a price of $70 a share. They further raised that offer to $82 a share back in the first week February this year, taking the total cost to $121 billion. However, on 21st of February, Broadcom lowered its offering price for Qualcomm to $79 a share in response to Qualcomm's increased bid for NXP Semiconductors. If the Broadcom-Qualcomm takeover goes ahead, it will make Broadcom the most powerful player in smartphone chip segment. A combination of the two companies would create a chip giant supplying components to a wide array of electronic gadgets found in your home or pocket, and would mean that one major company served as the primary supplier for key components used by Samsung, Apple and other tech giants, notes CNET Sharatibkin. Where does Intel feature in all this? On 9th of March, Wall Street Journal reported that PC chip giant Intel might actually to try to buy Broadcom, for Intel, despite all of its dominance in the PC market, had failed miserably to make an impact in smartphone space, an area dominated by Qualcomm. In recent times, Intel has also seen its position being threatened in the PC market, with Qualcomm entering through Microsoft's always connected PCs. Furthermore, the market has been shrinking in last few years in favor of mobile devices. In such a scenario, a combined Broadcom-Qualcomm chip giant will certainly pose an existential threat to Intel. And what better way to solve this when you can cash reserve to buy your competition? Is it all going to happen? The most important question is Apple, the richest corporation in the human history, going to let this happen, as NXP, Qualcomm, Broadcom, and Intel are all its suppliers? Furthermore, presently a lot of questions are being raised in the US over the foreign ownership of Broadcom, which was taken over by Singapore-based Avago Technologies back in 2016, which further raised the question of the Singapore-based firm controlling the all-powerful Broadcom-Qualcomm megachip maker. As of now, Intel in a statement said that it doesn't comment on rumors or speculation related to mergers. Importantly, the Wall Street Journal's Ted Greenwald himself suggests that such a deal would be enormous and very complex and may ultimately never happen.